Yeah, massively impressed, and not just through results. I think it's through performance more than anything. Um, how they adapt to certain conditions and certain playing styles. And Gary Chambers, their coach, has challenged them in many different facets as well. It's not just a straight up and down kind of a game. So, it's really part of their education to learn to play the game different ways, and they've just found the answers every single time. So I've been massively impressed. Yeah.
It's sort of too many to name all the coaches there, so they've all done a fantastic job, but they focused on real breaking it down and really looking at that skill element and making us really good and really skillful and just simplifying things. It was some of the Pricey and Endo and obviously Breeze you've mentioned to us a few times about just breaking it right down. I suppose Wigan at the end was a real test for us because we played at London 3 days before, and it's that short turnaround, and we played away, we got back late, then they'd been to school, then we didn't train, we just sort of did a little bit of video. So they rocked up in first half, they were tired and looked tired, and second half, just dug deep.
Oh, I think it's huge. I think it's the biggest cog in any club's engine, in my opinion. Certainly now that the kind of market at the top end is becoming more and more difficult, in regards the salary cap in Australia. To get an Australian over now it's really difficult, and then also that makes the market, for English-based players even more difficult. So I think if you can produce your own players and bring them through your own system, it's just a massive win for everybody. I think it's been massive. I think it's one of the first things Steve did. He got Andrew Henderson working with our scholarship players, and we've got Lee Breers working with our academy players 1 session a week, and I think you can see that kind of knowledge and experience, how it goes down, and how the players listen to Andrew and how they kind of learn from him. And I think also for our staff as well, our assistant coaches, they're learning massive things off both those coaches as well.
Well, it's sort of where Stuart and Pete Riding sort of come in now and linking with Peter Farrell and the scouts. They're actively getting the best young players in so we can sort of build on what we've already started, and then we've got this continuation now going on, and that's already underway. There's a talented under 15 team there who's played lots of games, and they're ready to go, and then they've sort of then got to set it up for the next bunch, and we're already looking at that. So yeah, there's a real investment in the club, and it's just a matter of time. It really is just a matter of time before we see some of these come through.
I think any success is really determined by recruitment. So we've got to make sure we get our talent ID right, and we identify the right players right at the first stage of everything. So kind of our 14s coming into our scholarship programme at 15s, I think, is really important. But I don't think it's just about the ability of the player. I think it's that they're the right kind of player to tick the boxes for the kind of person that we want at Warrington Wolves.
Some good players in there. It's difficult, isn't it, when they're so young, but this is probably, I've done this a long time now, and this is probably the most talented bunch I've had. Last year's were good, but this is a good bunch. There's a very good full-back there, Josh Thewlis. There's a guy who we've turned into a centre who was a full-back, Sam Thackeray, who's good, who's got, it's difficult. There's Joe Barnes, good half-back. Joe Cowilov's lads, very good. Joe Cowilov's good player. We've got good prop forward there in Morgan Burgess. These are all, a lot of these are going to play for England. George Roby, hooker. Connor Wrench, loose forward, and there's some that's going to shock a few people who are just sitting under the radar that that are there. But yeah, there are some really talented lads in there, and I've missed some and done some sort of a misservice there, misjustice of service. Massively positive for Warrington, yeah, and people are starting to take notice of that. When we get young lads down now, people want to be involved with what we're doing because of the success of these young fellas and how they play.